Hello, everyone. You should quickly take shelter as well, because in today's episode, we are heading straight into the eye of the storm. That is the tornado. Let's move in. Weather has many sides. Sometimes it is cool, sometimes it is hot, sometimes it is pleasant, and sometimes it is harsh. It creates things like storms, tornadoes, and floods gradually. And one of the most extreme, brutal, and powerful forms of weather is a type of storm that we call a tornado. A tornado, also known as a dragon whirl, is a rapidly rotating column of air that extends from a storm cloud down to the surface of the earth. And when a tornado forms, it becomes a brutal force that can tear apart everything in its path, causing great destruction to the surrounding environment. Because of this nature of tornadoes, scientists have shown deep interest in studying them. But the formation of a tornado is so complex that scientists still do not fully understand it, because the conditions that produce one tornado do not necessarily cause another tornado to form. But what we know so far is that a tornado forms beneath a large and powerful storm called a supercell. When dry, cold air moves from one direction and meets warm, moist air coming from another direction, it creates instability in the atmosphere. And because cold air is denser or heavier, it slides beneath the warm air and pushes it upward very quickly. The faster moving air begins to rotate and roll along slower winds, creating an invisible effect, lying horizontally like a cylinder in the lower atmosphere. As the winds continue to build up, the warm air becomes stronger and carries more force, pulling the rotating winds upward vertically, creating a powerful updraft. And with the increase of momentum and speed, the rotating wind structures create a swirling current. Now, the wind has enough energy to grow on its own and eventually continues forming into a tornado. And when the pointed end of the tornado touches the surface of the earth from the cloud, it is often called the beginning stage. And then it goes on to do what it does best, which is destroying homes and property. Do you know that the duration of tornadoes and the distance they travel can vary? Most tornadoes last less than 10 minutes and travel about 5 to 10 kilometers before disappearing. However, in some cases, they can last for hours and move across distances of up to 150 kilometers. However, in some cases, they can last for hours and move across distances of up to 150 kilometers. In addition, the most dangerous tornado ever recorded occurred in Bangladesh in 1989. When it passed through the Dhaka region of that country, more than 20 villages were destroyed, and about 1,100 people lost their lives. Remember, our friends, tornadoes are nature's way of expressing its anger, and there is nothing we can do to stop them. But if you ever encounter a tornado, quickly run down to a basement or hide under a sturdy piece of furniture such as a table, kneel down, use your hands to protect your head, and stay inside the house until it is safe to go outside. Hello, everyone. Have you ever wondered where rain comes from or not, or where clouds come from? This is exactly the content of the water cycle. Let's find out together. Let's start. When the sun shines down on rivers and oceans, the water will evaporate, and then it rises into the air. This process is called evaporation. This is the first step of the water cycle. You can also see water vapor at home. You just need to ask your mom to boil a little water. When the water gets hot, you will see water vapor rising above, faint and misty. When the water vapor rises into the sky, it turns into tiny water droplets. These tiny water droplets, together with many types of gases, 110, and dust particles, form clouds. 110. This is called condensation. 135. When the clouds become very heavy and can no longer hold more water inside. 40. They will break apart and turn into rain. 40. Hail or snow. 48. This is called precipitation. When it rains, the water flows back to the oceans, lakes, and rivers. It also seeps into the ground and becomes groundwater. 2.5. So the water cycle is a continuous cycle of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Did you know that plants also sweat? This is called transpiration. Therefore, places with many trees usually have more rain, such as hillsides or forests. Sometimes snow directly turns into water vapor, 230, without melting into water. This is called sublimation. This happens a lot in cold countries. All right, I have to go now. It's raining again. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time with more interesting information.